The way you dress, the way you appear, the way people see you are far less important than the ones people can't see but can feel. Assalamu alaikum and good morning. I'm Aleesya Sofea from class 2E House Tun Fatima. From what I just said earlier, today I will bring the topic of your inner self should be the standard of judgment. In today's world, judgment is found in many forms, mainly outer appearance, such as your height, your looks, or even the things you own. I am here today to push this stereotype aside by telling you how one's inner self is the fundamental to any long-lasting relationship. First of all, personality beats looks. For example, a diligent, studious person would befriend another diligent, studious person. Next, kindness is felt, not seen. How do your friends treat you? Do they treat you with kindness? Do they make you feel uncomfortable? Do they make you feel relaxed around them? And lastly, my last point is the comfort of speaking. When speaking with your friends, you do not need to hesitate in worry of offending their feelings. We must feel free to talk about anything with them if we're comfortable enough with them. I would like to end this speech with that. I thank you.
Have you ever wondered about venturing a new education or a new syllabus that transcends textbooks and classrooms? Well, today, I, Aleesya Faris from Class 4K, will be introducing to you the benefits of social studies. Well, what is actually social studies? Social studies is a diverse and interdisciplinary subject which transcends and encompasses several other subjects including history, geographic, socioeconomics, and also civics. Well, let's compare social studies and simple history, because most people would think that, oh, social studies is just simple as history, but actually not. History is basically events and trends that happens over time, whereas social studies, on the other hand, we actually learn more about the groups of people instead of individuals, instead of simple or specific individuals. We learn about how people back then, centuries ago, act and how it actually connects during our world right now. So now I would like to talk about the examples of social studies. So in social studies, we learn about the Industrial Revolution that has happened during the 18th century. We learn about the medieval times. We learn about places, intriguing places. For instance, we have the Library of Alexandria. We learn about fossils, including Lucy and also Sue. So we know that social studies actually provides a more intriguing and compelling knowledge that we do not acquire simply from classrooms nor textbooks, because social studies is a syllabus where we do not learn in our classroom, but we can simply learn it from our own iPad as well, because we could simply learn and gain this knowledge just from our hands. So now I would like to talk about 3 simple benefits that we could learn and acquire by learning social studies. First and foremost, we could cultivate critical thinking. Why? Social studies encompasses our critical thinking because we are actually learning a more critical and complex history, not just in our country, but also something that has happened several centuries ago in the interconnected world, in the world fully, not just in our country. Secondly, we could enhance our global awareness, because we know that social studies does not only include about the policies, about the history, that what actually happened in our country, but we learn in a more interconnected way of learning, so that we could enhance our knowledge not just from in our country, but also in the world itself. Why is this important about us to know about the global awareness? We could actually be more aware about what had happened back then, how people react back then, how we could actually compare how people back then react. Maybe people from the 16th century or the 15th century react in comparison to people right now in the 21st century. Well, lastly, we could also develop research and critical thinking in terms of communication skills. Why? Because we know that as students, we need a lot of new knowledge and new education for us to do more research and presentations, also including essay writing. So how could we enhance these type of skills? We could simply learn social studies, because we know that this information or this education that has been preserved or been prepared or available in social studies is not what we simply learn in textbooks. So this education is very vital and very crucial for us to learn, since since it's not available simply in textbooks. So it acts as a more intriguing way of learning. So our presentations and also our essay writing could be more interesting, since we have a more complex ideology or methodology of explaining about certain issues that are not being preferred or being available enough towards most students. So that is why we should actually be more aware about several syllabus or several subjects that are not being taught in schools. But these subjects does not act as a barrier for us to stop learning, because we could simply be presented by these subjects just by opening our iPads and Google, and we could actually be informed about what has actually happened centuries ago. Why is this important? So that we could actually be more aware about what has actually happened, so we could actually improve in the future. And this is also very important for us students, since we are not being since we could actually acknowledge or being acquired more education and more information regarding our world in a more interconnected world. So that is why I think that social studies should be a syllabus that we students actually learn outside of the classroom and outside of textbooks. So that is all from me. Thank you.